If TMC falls short of majority, the real power game behind West Bengal's numbers. As West Bengal heads into a crucial electoral phase, one number has become the center of all political calculations: 148. This is the magic figure required for a full majority in the 294 member Vidhan Sabha. If Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress (TMC) crosses this mark, the road ahead is simple: a clear, stable government with full control. But the real political intrigue begins if TMC falls short of this number. Let's first consider the straightforward scenario. If TMC secures 148 or more seats, Mamata Banerjee returns to power without needing any external support. This would reinforce her dominance in Bengal politics and weaken the opposition's narrative. It would also signal that despite anti-incumbency, national level challenges and aggressive campaigning by rivals, her grassroots connect and welfare politics still hold strong. But elections are rarely that predictable. If TMC ends up below 148, even by a small margin, the entire political landscape could shift overnight. In such a situation, the question is not just about numbers, it's about alliances, ideologies, and political survival. The first possibility that comes to mind is support from left parties, particularly CPIM. Historically, TMC and CPIM have been bitter rivals. Their political rivalry is deeply rooted, marked by decades of sangharsh and ideological clashes. However, politics often creates strange situations where old enemies find common ground against a bigger threat. In recent years, there have already been subtle signs of tactical understanding between anti-BJP forces in Bengal. If the election results throw up a hung assembly, CPIM could face a critical decision: remain ideologically rigid or support TMC from outside to prevent BJP from forming the government. Such a move would be controversial but not impossible. Indian politics has seen many such unexpected alignments in the past in the country. The second scenario involves the broader India alliance. While this alliance exists at the national level as a coalition of opposition parties against BJP, its strengths in West Bengal is limited and fragmented. Congress and left parties are part of this alliance, but they do not have enough numbers individually to significantly alter the outcome. However, in a hung assembly, even a small number of seats can become crucial. If Congress and left together manage a modest tally, they could act as kingmakers. In such a case, they might extend conditional support to TMC, demanding policy concessions or political adjustment in return. But this raises a complex question. Can an alliance that struggles to stay united at the state level suddenly come together for power sharing? The answer depends on how strong the BJP emerges in the final tally. A stronger BJP presence could push opposition forces to unite despite their differences. Now, come the most unlikely but politically fascinating scenario: any form of understanding between TMC and BJP. On the surface, this seems almost impossible. Both parties have built their entire campaigns around opposing each other. Mamata Banerjee has positioned herself as one of the strongest anti-BJP leaders in the country, while BJP has made Bengal a key battleground to expand its footprint. A direct alliance between TMC and BJP would be a political earthquake, completely reshaping narratives not just in Bengal but across India. It would raise serious questions about ideological consistency and political credibility. However, in politics, never say never is often the rule. While a formal alliance is highly unlikely, back channel understandings or issue based support in extreme circumstances cannot be entirely ruled out. Another important factor in a hung assembly scenario is the role of independents and smaller regional players. Even a handful of MLAs can tilt the balance. These actors often become crucial in government formation, negotiating support in exchange for political or development commitments. Beyond alliances, there is also the question of governance stability. A government formed without a clear majority often faces challenges in a decision making and policy implementation. Frequent negotiations, pressure from supporting parties, and internal contradictions can weaken governance. Mamata Banerjee, known for her strong leadership style, would have to navigate a very different political environment if she leads a coalition rather than a majority government. At the same time, the BJP's position cannot be ignored. If it emerges as the single largest party, it could attempt to form the government by reaching out to smaller parties or disgruntled leaders from other camps. This could trigger a completely different political dynamic with intense negotiations and possible realignments. Ultimately, the 148 mark is not just a number, it is the line between stability and uncertainty in West Bengal politics. If TMC crosses it, the story is simple. If it doesn't, Bengal could witness one of the most complex and unpredictable government formation phases. The real power game behind West Bengal's numbers. New allies? Will ideological lines blur in the face of political necessity? Or will voters deliver a clear mandate that avoids all this uncertainty? The answer will emerge only after the results. But one thing is certain, if the mandate is fractured, the real drama will begin after the votes and counted, not before.